A little over a year ago, I was in a college classroom wanting to get into wholesale real estate, didn't know where to start. And then now last month, my wholesale real estate business did over $100,000 in profit. And a lot of people have been asking me, how do we get into wholesale real estate? I don't know where to start. How do we do this? How do we do that? So today I want to make the most easy, step-by-step, simple video to teach people how to get into wholesale real estate, how to scale their wholesale real estate business, and how to start doing $10,000 per month at least. And starting off this video, if people do want to get into wholesale real estate, I genuinely think wholesale real estate is the best thing to get into right now because real estate is simply the best industry to be in business without a doubt. It makes the most millionaires every single year. It's one of the most stable markets. It's the easiest way to just grow and develop your income through one single niche. And wholesale real estate is literally the perfect way to start. It's the best way to get into real estate with low capital, low real estate knowledge. Like you can literally get into it without knowing a lot of stuff at all. But yeah, guys, before I kick this off and show you this nice little model I prepared for you that gives you a nice, quick, easy outlined way to grow your wholesale real estate business and just start wholesale real estate in general, I want to tell you guys exactly what wholesale real estate is in a very simple, easy manner. Yeah, guys, pretty much what wholesale real estate is you are looking for motivated home sellers. And once you guys are finding these motivated home sellers, you're going to get them under contract, you're going to negotiate them down, offer them a little bit less for their property than it's actually worth. Once you get that property under contract, no, you do not need to buy the property. You simply need to get the property under contract so you never have to actually buy the property. That's what makes it wholesale real estate. You guys are never actually buying the property. But yeah, once you get this property under contract, you're then going to try and sell the contract to a buyer where you make the money in between. A super quick, easy explanation is, guys, let's say I get a property under contract for $250,000. And let's just say the ARV on that property is $450,000. There will be an investor that wants to come in and buy that property for $270,000, put $40,000 into it, and then make their profit when they sell it for ARV of $450,000. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm being the middleman in these transactions, such as like Airbnb or Uber, how they're the middleman in cars or houses. So yeah, guys, I have the property under contract for $250,000. I will then promote the contract to people that want to buy the property for $270,000. So then when an investor buys that contract from me for $270,000, I keep the $20,000 in between, and that's how the business works. Yeah, guys, that's just a super quick, easy explanation of what wholesale real estate actually is in case you guys don't have any prior knowledge on it in general. And now let's move on into this. So guys, starting off with wholesale real estate, the first process of wholesale real estate is the acquisitions process. With acquisitions comes many things. So the first and most important part, in my opinion, of wholesale real estate is your leads. Because with your leads, that is how you find your deals. That is how you make your money. Leads are literally your bread and butter in wholesale real estate. When it comes to leads, we have multiple different options. We have cold calling, where you're pretty much cold calling a list of numbers in a specific area, and you're asking people if they are open to selling their home, if they have any interest in selling their home, or if they're just motivated and want to hear an offer for their house. This process right here is the most time consuming and usually the most unlikely to close a deal, but a lot of people do close deals cold calling. And then next, guys, we have PPC. This is personally what my business does. This is how I've scaled over $100,000 per month with my wholesale real estate business. And PPC stands for pay per click. This is where you're running ads on things like Facebook and Google. And here, I'll pop up a quick example of an ad on the screen up here so you guys can kind of know what these type of ads look like. But yeah, people that are motivated to sell their home are then going to click on those ads. They're going to fill out their information. They're going to say their asking price. They're going to say what type of condition their property is in and all of that. And then that is when we go to these next processes of where we'll be reaching out to them. Another way that a lot of companies in wholesaling are getting leads is by VAs. This is where you're hiring someone and you're paying them a super low amount by the hour to cold call lists and give you the good leads. So you're pretty much removing yourself from the cold calling process and you're just getting all these leads funneled into you, but you are paying a decent amount for these people to call because they're calling like 15 hours a day at an hourly rate. But usually on average, the hourly rate that these VAs charge is around like $5 to $6. So it's really not that much. But when they're calling for hours and hours a day and it goes for 30 days a month, it eventually adds up. So if you're not closing deals, you're losing some money like that. And then guys, the other option I've written down here, which I've personally never done myself, is driving for dollars. It's pretty much where you're driving around looking for distressed areas, distressed properties. Then you're skip tracing those areas, you're calling them, and you're seeing if they're interested in selling their home. Me personally, I don't find this one super effective, but it does work, and there is videos that will go over that for you guys and tell you exactly how to do it, but that personally is not one I would recommend. Now that you guys understand the leads process, this is literally the bread and butter of your wholesaling business. These leads, if they're good, is going to equate to deals later on and is going to make you a bunch of money. So you guys need to have good leads coming in because good leads coming in is literally the foundation for your business. It is how you are going to make money. So you guys need to pick one of these options. Any of these options will work as long as you do it well, you do it consistently, and you are disciplined in doing it. Now that we've gone through leads, guys, we're going to move over to the process of wholesale real estate. There's multiple different parts of this process that go into it once you have leads coming in. So once you guys find leads of people that are motivated to sell their home, you're going to want to call them and you're going to want to gather information. And by gather information, guys, I mean by asking simple questions like what's the bed and bath of the property? What's the square footage? How old's the roof? What's the HVAC like? What's the electric like? What's the condition of the kitchen, bathrooms? You pretty much want to gather every single thing of information you can on this property to help with the other steps of knowing how much money you can offer these people for their property. A lot of people don't take the information gathering process too seriously, which is a big downfall in their business because the information gathering process is what tells you how much you can offer for a property. So if you're offering too much, it's never going to be a deal, and you're going to waste all your time on one deal, underwriting it, giving the offer, getting it under contract, and you're never going to have anybody to sell it to. But if you do your information gathering well and you offer them a good price or a price lower than you even want the property under contract for, then that's how you're going to make more money later when you get to go into dispositions for the property. So I really do recommend when you guys are first starting out your wholesale real estate business that you are taking good quality notes on the property and actually understanding what type of condition this property is in. Also, another really good thing is you guys can ask for pictures of the property. You guys can simply on the phone be like, hey, I've got a lot of this information. Is there any way you can send over some pictures to this number? Let me see what the property looks like so I can give you a more accurate offer with my team. Now, once you guys have gathered all this information, this is when you're going to move over to the underwriting phase of wholesaling. Pretty much, guys, the way the underwriting process goes is you're going to look at a bunch of homes that have recently sold around the property you are trying to wholesale and give an offer for, and you're going to look at how much these properties have sold for. This is how you establish very key terms that you guys need to remember, like MAO and ARV. The ARV of the property is the amount the property will sell for once it is completely renovated and fixed up. And that number is what you're going to be basing the amount you can offer for the property off of. So once you have your ARV, I'm going to pop up a quick little calculation process on the screen that you can put the price of the ARV into to tell you how much you can actually offer people for their property. You guys need to make sure you take this underwriting process super seriously though, because that literally shows you how much money you're able to offer, and you don't want to waste your time and get people under contract and end up offering too much and then you can't close and then you just wasted a week on a deal that's not going to make you any money. So in this underwriting process, you guys need to make sure that all these homes that have recently sold around your wholesale property, you need to make sure that they were sold within the last 12 months. You need to make sure they're around the same square footage, they're around the same housing layout, and just simple things like that. And then once you find that ARV, you can then do the calculation that I just told you guys about, and then boom, that's how you find out how much you can actually offer these people for their property. Now, guys, we move over into offers. So this is where that MAO and ARV term come into play. Now that you know the ARV, you need to know your MAO, which is your maximum allowed offer. So let's say, for example, your maximum allowed offer on the property is $250,000. You're going to want to call them to give them their offer, and you're going to want to open up at a different price than $250,000. So for example, if your MAO is $250,000, you're calling the home seller, you're going to want to open up your offer at around $230,000, maybe $220,000. You always want to open up your offer lower than the maximum amount you can offer somebody. I feel like that's very self-explanatory, but for you guys that maybe don't understand that, is you need to open your offer lower so you're not giving them your maximum offer right out of the gate, and you have room for negotiation. That's just very simple negotiation strategy, and that's simply a big part of wholesaling. A big part of wholesaling is being able to sell somebody on why they should be selling you your home and then negotiate very well, because your negotiation is how you're going to make more money and you're going to widen that gap of how much you're actually going to make from the deal. All right, guys, now that we've gone through the acquisitions process, done a nice little outline for you guys need to understand that is probably the most important part of your wholesale real estate business. You guys have to master that, because if your guys' deals are good under contract and they're at a good price, the dispositions process will go by like literally like wind. It'll be the easiest thing ever. I can't even explain it. If your deals are actually good deals and for a good price, you're always going to be able to find a buyer for the deal. Everybody wants a good deal. But yeah, guys, let's move on down into the dispositions process now, and let's start out with finding buyers. As you guys can see on the left side, I have highlighted something called software. So with finding buyers, a lot of bigger wholesale companies like my company, we all use a software called InvestorLift. Now, this software connects you with buyers nationwide, so you can wholesale in all 50 states, and it makes it super easy to find buyers, and it's just a way easier process in general. But most of you guys that are just now starting out wholesaling fresh, you're obviously not going to be able to afford that software, because the best version of it's like $100,000 a year, and most of you guys probably don't have the type of money to start out with. Pretty much the best thing for you guys that don't have softwares like that is you can look at Facebook groups and actually use those Facebook groups to try and sell your property. So for example, let's say you have a deal in Philadelphia. You can type in like Philadelphia real estate buyers on Facebook, and it'll give you a list of all these people that want to buy property in Philadelphia and fix and flip them. So let's say you have your property under contract. You can literally go and market that property right here, marketing the property. You can go and market that property to a bunch of buyers in Philadelphia through Facebook, Craigslist, different things like that where you can actually find buyers. So let's say your property is in Philly and you're looking through Facebook groups and you have a good deal. There will be a lot of buyers in these Facebook groups that are buying in the Philadelphia area, wanting to do fix and flips and wanting to make money that way. So it won't be hard to sell your deal to people in these Facebook groups that are looking to literally make money off the exact thing you're selling. So if you have a good deal, finding a buyer like that will not be an issue at all. I can't stress it anymore. Once you guys do find somebody that is interested in buying the property and buying the contract off of you, you will need to set up things like walkthroughs and different things like that for them to actually see the property, because no one's going to buy a property unless they're doing a walkthrough on it and actually understanding what they're getting themselves into. But all those processes are super easy to set up. Assignment price, I've kind of already gone over this, but pretty much, guys, let's say your property is under contract for $230,000. That's how much you have locked it up for. You're then going to market it to buyers on Facebook or using your software like InvestorLift for $250,000, $260,000, whatever you think the most is you can get for it. And then your assignment price is what you're taking home in between. So if you have it for $230 and you're marketing it to a buyer for $260 and they take it for $260, you are taking home that $30,000 in between, and that's how much you actually make, and that is your assignment price. So now, guys, with the contracts part of dispositions, this is kind of a big deal because you don't want to mess these up and you want to make sure they're right, and this is how you're actually going to make your money is through these contracts, because you're doing a contract with the seller and you're doing a contract with the buyer. So if you guys do want more information on contracts, I have a bunch of templates of the contracts me and my company use in my free Discord. I'm not going to put them on the screen because that wouldn't make any sense, because what are you guys going to do with my contracts if there's just a picture of them on the screen? So if you guys want to use the templates of contracts that I use and you actually get this far in your wholesale real estate business to where you're getting people under contract, I have a free link to my Discord down below. It's completely free. It's not a course. It's nothing like that. So if you guys want to join that Discord, you can join that for completely free, and we have contract templates in there you guys can use. All right, guys, now we get down to scaling. And this is one of the best parts about wholesale real estate, because you are in the niche of real estate. You can scale anywhere you want. Once you start making capital and getting cash flow off of wholesale real estate, you can then get into fix and flips, where you can literally be the person that is doing the renovations on the properties you are currently wholesaling. You can get into rentals where you're making just free cash flow every single month. And you guys can get into development, which is probably one of the higher tiers of real estate, which is also where just the most money's at because you're developing properties. But on top of that, if you guys are wanting to scale your wholesale real estate business, wholesale real estate businesses are the easiest thing to scale. I was scaling mine when I was doing like $5,000 in profit a month, because you can start building a team. So with acquisition and dispositions, you can get employees, and no one in the wholesale real estate industry really pays these people hourly. So for example, a lot of these acquisition and disposition employees work for a paid commission on each deal. So for example, most of my team works for every deal they get a 10% commission of. So the acquisition guys, they get 10% of the deals they bring me. The dispo guys, they get 10% of the deals they dispo. So like, let's say it's a $20,000 deal. The acquisitions guy will get $2,000. The dispo guy will get $2,000, and I'll get $16,000. Obviously, I'm the breadwinner in that situation, but they also both get their money. This also makes them want to work harder because they want to close more deals because they make more money. So it's a super profitable thing to do, and you can literally do it without having any money because they're working for commission. But yeah, if you guys want more information like this, I have a free training link down below that I did as well, and I also have a link to work one-on-one with me in my mentorship program, where we guarantee you guys to close your first wholesale deal in under 90 days, and pretty much all of our clients close their first deal in under 90 days. So yeah, if you guys are actually very serious about getting into wholesaling and being mentored by me and actually growing a successful, super profitable wholesale real estate business, check out that link down below where we guarantee you to close your first deal in 90 days. And yep, that's it.